First things first, when you're getting ready to buy or sell a house, the first thing that you get, home inspections and pest inspections. Things that you need to know about these two industries coming right up. Good morning, my name is Delynn Gaston and the name of this show is Moving Forward TV because that is what we are doing in today's mortgage and real estate world is we are moving forward. And lately, I gotta say, we have been moving forward in a very positive direction. Great job to everybody out there. Each week we bring you this show with some useful tips and information on things that hopefully make your life easier and your buyers and your sellers all move smoother to the closing table. And on this week's show, we have two gentlemen coming on to be with us, our partners. We're going to have Frank Nabozny from Green Tech Termite and Pest Control and Ted Ems from Ems Home Inspections. These are two industries, let's face it, the very first thing people do when they're buying a house and make an offer on a house is they get a home inspection and they get a pest inspection. And we have some heads up coming from these two gentlemen. Okay, first things first, pest inspections. Frank has been a team member of ours for quite some time now, but Frank, for those of them who don't know you, tell them a little something about you.
I'm Frank Nabozny, state certified operator with Green Tech Termite and Pest Control. I've been in the area 35 years servicing the Tampa Bay area. Your best protection in this industry, the real estate industry, is a termite inspection.
Yes, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about, you know, people look at maybe 20 or 30 houses before they actually decide on one. So when they're first going and looking at houses from a termite standpoint, obviously that's like the biggest detriment to houses, one of the biggest
Yes.
detriments. Tell us what they can look for pretty quickly to say, this is going to be problems.
A big indicator is if they're looking at windowsills, they'll see wings.
Ew.
Sometimes with the termites, sometimes without the termites.
Their wings just fall off or what?
The wings fall off.
No, do they really? I was kidding.
They do. They do. They fall off and they have no gender, but two of them get together. They dig a hole and they form a new colony, and that's how that situation works. Okay,
so wings is the first thing that they should look for.
Should be looking for wings.
And are there different types of termites? I mean, I'm sure there are different types of termites. Some,
yes.
Obviously fly around under the ground,
Subterranean termites are the bad guys. They can do a pound of wood damage in one day.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and they come up from under the ground. They need moisture. A lot of times they're attracted by your air conditioner outlet that's letting water drain next to the house, or your pipes underneath your bathtubs and your sinks. They sweat.
Really?
Yeah, they sweat and water goes down on the ground and they're attracted to the moisture and they can go right up the center of your house and you don't even know it, just destroy your attic. And
so, because a lot of times people will say, well, I have a concrete house, I don't have to worry about that.
Not true.
Not true. Not true. Big myth. I didn't realize that, so they're attracted to moisture and that's what they go for. I also heard that they're like nocturnal. Is that true? They kind of don't come out in the daytime or no?
Well, if they're going to swarm during the daytime, not at night. Drywoods swarm at night. Subterraneans swarm during the day. That's the difference between the two. The subterranean termites have milky white wings.
Okay.
They're 3 times the size of the termite itself.
Okay.
The drywood termite has a little bit of a black line on the edge, and they're prismatic when you hold them up in the light. So there's a big difference, and they swarm at night. And we're in drywood termite season right now, so if you turn your lights when you get, it's dark, you get home, you turn your lights on. Yeah. Any insect that might be swarming towards or flying towards the light itself, you either got
not always a mosquito.
Yeah, exactly. You've either got carpenter ants or you may have drywood termites. That's a sure sign when they swarm towards lights at night.
Is there one that's worse than the other?
The subterranean is definitely the worst of the two. Okay. Like I said, they do a lot of damage in a very short period of time. Drywoods, like I said, when they swarm, they've already been in your house 5 years. Okay. And now you're starting to see the evidence with piles of pellets. Okay. Or the wings themselves that they're shedding and moving to other places in your house and starting new colonies. Okay. Within the interior. Now,
the other thing you just said is carpenter ants.
Yes.
A lot of times I think people confuse those as well.
Yes.
Are they just as bad as termites? Not nearly as bad,
Well, they're not a wood-destroying organism, contrary to what a lot of people think. But the
I didn't know that.
They come in various sizes, 3/8 of an inch to a 1/2 inch. There's 3,200 of them to a colony.
Oh, that's a lot.
There's only one way to get rid of them, and that's to find the nest and destroy the nest.
Okay, and are they like damaging your wood at all?
What they do is a lot of times they follow after termites, and they'll hollow out what's left, and they'll live in that hollow, hot, humid spot.
Kind of bottom feeders.
Yes, yeah. They like hot,
let the termites
humid,
do the work.
Yes, hot, humid, hollow spots is what carpenter ants like.
Okay. Now, and in addition to like termites, carpenter ants, things like that, you also do all kinds of critters, don't you? Anything like creepy crawly in your house, right?
Yes. We're a full service company, so there isn't anything that we do not do. We do everything from pest control, inside, outside. We cover wasps, mud daubers, as well as spider webs at no additional charge. No other company provides that. We got the best lawn service, where we provide potash, fertilizer, and insecticide, as well as a weed killer every time we come out there. Everybody that has us do their lawn is real happy with the effects.
So not only are you treating houses, but you're treating the yards too.
Correct.
That's good.
One-stop shop. We can do all 4 services. Our one technician knows how to do them all. And 9 times out of 10, we can save people a lot of money if they just dealt with one company instead of 4 different companies.
I know a lot of people, have a whole bunch of different companies doing all the same, what you can do. That's great information, great news. And a lot of this goes out to people who are already homeowners and everything. So this is something, here in Florida, bugs are, a staple, kind of like the orange. We need somebody on an annual basis, semi-annual. Do you do all kinds of things like that?
We do whatever the customer wants. We recommend bi-monthly, every 2-month service, or worst case scenario, quarterly, but we do semi-annual and we do annuals as well. So they're monthly, it doesn't matter. Whatever that customer wants, we'll cater to their needs.
Excellent. Okay, I am pleased to have with me today one of our newest team members. This is Ted Ems from Ems Home Inspections. Ted, let's start by just introduce yourself. Tell everybody a little bit about you.
Oh, all right. Well, my name, as you said, is Ted Ems from Ems Home Inspections. That's M''S. It's easier to go phonetic. Basically, I've been in business up here in Central Florida since 2005. Prior to that, my wife and I, we both spent 30 years in South Florida.
All right, good. Now on home inspections, Ted is a home inspector, obviously. Ted, like I said with Frank on the show a little while ago, people will go and look at like maybe 20 or 30 houses before actually making an offer on one. So when they're going house to house to house to house, besides, I don't like this kitchen or something else, aesthetically to the house, what are some of the key structural kind of things, I guess, that they should be looking for that might say, yeah, this might not be the best buy for me?
Well, like I said, people look at a lot of houses, but they don't see them.
Good point.
So,
very good point.
What I would recommend that they start doing when they start looking is to look at the exterior. What is the exterior? What is the covering? Is it stucco? Are there cracks? Major cracks, because there's always going to be some. Is it wood? And if it is wood, is there any wood missing? Are there any damaged sections? Is there anything that looks like it's dry rot? Possible termites, stuff like that, potential problems. Right,
potential problems there. How about things like, roofs? Let's, because obviously roofs are a biggie. Short of climbing up there themselves, is there anything like from the ground that they can, kind of like look for?
Yes, first of all, it's good to know because the 2 biggest concerns are the roof and the air conditioning.
Yes.
So when it comes to the roof,
2 big expenses, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, repairs.
So first you want to find out how old is the home, and then find out how old is the roof.
Okay.
You're supposed to be told that, or you should know it, and the information
most of the time those are in there.
Is available, especially if it's new. They want to tell you about it. They want to brag about it. If it isn't, ask. It may look good, but it could be 10, 15 years old.
Right.
So it's hard to say. Okay. And there's also certain things you can look for visually. I mean, are there any what they call fish mouths, where the tiles or the shingles are lifting up, nail pops to where the water will leak through it?
Okay.
Anything that doesn't look right. I mean, you may not know what's wrong, but you'll know it isn't right.
Right. How about another big thing besides roofs and air conditionings and stuff like that? Windows. Big one,
especially nowadays. There's a lot of homes for sale, all different ages, and the older ones. look. Most people see, but they don't look. Check the windows out. Are they window crank? Are they the old jalousies? Do they open? Do they close? Are they open on a hot day? Why?
Right,
okay.
right.
It's a potential budgetary item.
And, you know, are you still seeing, I know in some of the older neighborhoods, like bars on the windows and stuff like that?
So a lot of them in South Florida, Hialeah especially, but not so much up here, but I have seen a few. And the problem with those is they will entrap you in the house. They're supposed to have a quick release. If they don't, then they must be taken down.
I do know from a mortgage standpoint that's a big problem. It has to have the, yes, or be taken off, like you said, from a lending standpoint. Okay, now, you know, the other big thing that you talk about all the time, electric, you know, in somebody's electric system. Tell us a little bit about what we should look for there.
Again, in the older homes, when you get inside the house, I recommend you look at the wall outlets, which most people don't do, but especially if it's an older house, is it two-prong or three-prong? The three-prong means it's grounded. The two-prong means the system is not. Most people have computers, flat-screen TVs, today's appliances need the third grounding. You don't want to plug something into an ungrounded outlet.
That's right. That's right. Now, is that something that can be probably a big expense to get it changed, right?
Again,
to get an electrician
that's a potential budgetary item.
So and I guess probably the thing that people can take away from this is that there are, it's not that it's a bad house, it's just that be prepared, you might have to spend a little bit more. So if you budgetary purposes, if you're getting into a house at a lower price, that's great, because there are a lot of great deals out there, we know that. Be prepared to spend a little bit of money potentially down the road to either redo your roof or redo your windows or you know, your electrical system or something like that.
What you're saving here, you're going to pay out here.
Right.
You never know.
Right. So sometimes the lowest isn't always the best,
Not necessarily, no.
Okay. Great.
And electrically, one more thing about the electric panels.
Oh, yeah,
It's extremely important in the older homes. There are two brands. One is a Zinsco, the other is a Federal Pacific Stab Lock. If you see either one of those two, they have a high failure rate, and the insurance companies don't like them, so the chances are very good that's a potential insurance liability. They could force you to upgrade it.
Really?
Yes.
A high failure rate?
High failure rate, yes, resulting in actual deaths, fires, not
and
good.
Stuff. And the insurance companies are starting to look at
they know it.
They know the panel that you have on it.
They're looking for it, yes.
Wow. Yeah. That could be, well, and obviously we want to save lives too.
Right, but if you get a good enough deal, you offset the cost of a new panel.
There you go.
Do the math.
There you go. There you go. Some great information. Thank you so much, Ted. We appreciate Ted and Frank both being here with us today, and we have a lot of great tips for you each and every week. That's our show this week. Thanks so much for watching. We have a great team of people. You know, you have questions when you're buying a house and everything. We've got the answers for you. I have a great team of people over here. Please feel free to click on any of their links over here. Thanks to Frank and to Ted for being with me today. You know, Frank's got some real interesting things to say about bed bugs. They've been on the news a lot lately, so you might want to click on that over here.
Yeah, I will.
And again, reach out to us. Give us a call if you have any questions or anything. We can help you get all of your closings done easily and smoothly and efficiently to the closing table, because we are today and every day
moving forward.
See everybody next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.